Eagles, Philly bleed green, it's from your P fly, Eagles fly.
Let's beat the squad. Big Pat, Sharon, Avonte, the dark job. Drop the stats on them, drop the facts on them. Bird game, baby, let's get it on.
Hey, fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and welcome to another edition of Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook that's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. Let me repeat myself because I always do. That's just the way we do it. It's the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook that's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. But we're not just on Facebook. We're also coming to you live on YouTube and Periscope also. So if you happen not to be, connected to Facebook, or your friends want to see us, tell them we're on multiple platforms. And if you don't happen to see the show live, you can catch us in post show, because we'll be on YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook. So if you are watching us from YouTube, please make sure you go down and hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button also. And if you are not watching us on Facebook, on our page, make sure you go to Eagles Talk and subscribe or follow our page there. That way you can get a notification every time we come live, and you don't have to worry about being locked into your favorite Facebook page to get us. You'll be notified and you'll know immediately when we come on. So you see the scroll down there. It says share this show. Especially share this show to your friends that may be interested in enjoying one of the most entertaining Eagles coverage shows out there, because we like to talk, and we like to socialize, and we like to talk with you, not at you. We like to talk with you, so we include you in the conversation. So everybody that's in the chat room, all our loyal followers know that we like to talk with you guys. So with that being said, let me introduce my co-host, which is one of the Sandlin boys, Pat Sandlin. What's up, Pat? What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Dante? What's going on, Eagles Nation out there? What's going on, everybody? Woo!
All right. Well, all right. I'm going to say this because in case people, I know the loyal followers may know a little bit about this, but if you don't know, you need to know that the countdown is really on now. Pat only has 7 days before he'll be saying "I do" to his beautiful, lovely fiance. It'll be 1 week from today where he will be saying "I do," and he will be a married man. Pat, how are you? Are you ready for this?
I'm ready to take a shot.
All right. So without further ado, let me just explain one thing to the people that are new to this program. You need to know that we like to talk about our favorite football team, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots and beer too, because I got my beer. So we like to enjoy talking about the Eagles, and we like to do so, while we relax. So we're going to take our first shot, but first we're going to start this first quarter. So get this first quarter started, Pat.
You're now listening to the first quarter.
So I am partaking in this week. I'm partaking in the Ciroc. Darn, the bottle's clear. My green screen. I got to put it in front of me. All right. Okay. So the bottle's clear. Oh, there's the late guy. All right. So I am partaking in the Ciroc apple. The green apple, keeping in theme with the Eagles green. So let me know what you guys are drinking out there. And my co-hosts are partaking in what? What are you partaking in?
Terramana.
They're doing the tequila.
Yeah, Blanco.
All
Listen, I really like this tequila. I'm not a tequila person, but I really enjoy it.
I put them on.
Hey, Shelvin, how you doing?
Yeah, hey, Shelman.
Hey,
Glad you could join us.
Hey,
don't give us no excuse.
No,
Stop. I haven't even taken a shot yet. Don't even start. Don't even start.
There's a car fire on the boulevard, man. My prayers.
Okay, all right. That's why we come. That's why you look to come early. My son tells me this. If you get there early, you're on time. You get there on time, you're late. And late is never acceptable. That's what he tells me.
I know.
All right, so here we go. All right, everybody, pour your shot. Let me know what you're drinking out there. And after we do the shot, I'm going to bring in our fourth co-host, our members that are in the chat room. So I'm pouring my shot right now. You guys are ready. And we're going to take this 3, 2, 1 down the hatch.
That's nice.
Can we get some applause?
Oh, my bad.
That's only the first quarter. We can't even get applause. We should have gave him applause. Matter of fact, throw the flag on him right now.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play. Yes.
Yo,
that's right. Flag on the play because you were late. All right, so let's go to our fourth co-host, our people in the room. Thank you for joining us. And the first person in the room tonight was Christopher Burton. Sup, fam? He said, "What's up? What's up, Christopher?"
What up,
Second in the room is Tina Holden. Hey guys, hey Tina, that's what's up. You know why these guys? You'll never beat these guys in the chat room. As a matter of fact, like I said, if you don't click the notifications, then you will not be notified as soon as we go on air. So a lot of you guys are getting notified from your Eagles group or your sports groups that you're subscribed to. But so you'll never be first in the chat room because Christopher Burton is a subscriber or follower of Eagles Talk. So he's going to get the notification as soon as it comes up, and he's on it. Becky is in the room. She says hi. Philip McCoy is there. He says, "What's up, family?" Hey, family, what's up, Chris? Miles is in the house. Miles Smith, fly, Eagles fly. Look like JP back to left tackle. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We got to talk about that. And who else? I'm glad. Oh, did I go too far? Yeah, let me back up a little bit. I'll just pick a random one here. Oh, then my neighbor, man, he's a Giants fan, and we're going to have battles this year, but he always supports this show, and I have to send a shout out to him and everybody that's in the neighborhood that are not Eagles fans that still tune in to Eagles Talk. I really appreciate it. I appreciate that love. I love you guys back, man. That's what you call supporting your own right there. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, my barber, I used to get my hair cut in Dover, right? And then my barber was a Stone Cold Cowboys fan. You know, and I said the same thing.
He never
But
messed you up on purpose?
He never messed me up. Not only did he not mess me up, this brother was so cool that he would refer his Eagles fans to our show to check out our podcast. That's love right there. So, you know, I have to give a shout out to Dwight. Thank you, man, for supporting, and everybody else that are not Eagles fans that just support on the strength. So I appreciate that. Tifa's in the house. Big bro Dante L. Johnson. Tifa's doing big things herself. You got to be checking out her podcast. Tell us about your podcast in the chat room, Tifa. I know it's your season. I know you had to start back up now. She's the next hottest thing right there. We're gonna blow up together, Tifa. So let the people know what the name of your podcast is and what you're doing, because this is a sister that talks sports and she keeps it real. So we support her too. Richard Boo Layton says, "What's up, fellas? What's up? What's up, Richard?" All right, so first order of business here is the latest news in Eagles training camp is Avonte Dilliard is out for the season. He's out for the season. He tore his bicep muscle. So it looks like that signing of Jason Peters was a good thing. He'll be probably sliding back to the left tackle position and letting one of those backups play the guard position, since that's his natural position. So that's what it looks like right now. But that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
I want to interject on that. If he trains hard, because the injury that he had now in a preseason is the same injury that Ray Lewis had right before the playoffs.
All right, so you got to understand something. You truly got to understand something. To put a brace on and tackle somebody is much different than actually physically you have to use your hands. As a tackle in this National Football League.
During the playoffs that year, he averaged an interception per game.
Oh, listen.
Yeah, but that's not.
It's
that's
totally different. You cannot
positions.
play left tackle, meaning you are protecting the blind side of a right-handed quarterback. You cannot play left tackle one
You're the
arm.
Mike linebacker. You're the quarterback of the defense. Oh my.
No, we're talking about, you know who we're talking about, right?
All right.
Flag on the play, man. Flag on the play. We're talking about Avonte Dilliard, who plays tackle.
I got you.
He plays offensive tackle. You got to use your biceps to keep these guys out of your face. What are you using when you're
let me finish my state? I said
when
if
you're
he trains, he might be back in eight games.
All right, so I listen to some people talk and I read a lot of tweets. Some things about Avonte Dilliard doesn't seem to me like he's a monster, like he's going to train to come back as hard like that. Okay. He doesn't have that personality.
Man,
he doesn't have that personality.
Man,
you look at Trey Thomas. You look at John Runyon. They were mean. They were mean.
He don't have the dog. He don't have the dog.
Jason Peters came here. He was mean. Lane Johnson is mean.
Where did he play? He played in the Pac-10.
Okay, then, but again, Shell,
I went to a game at USC. You know what they sell at the games at USC? They sell chocolate-covered cherries and give you roses when you go into the game.
So what do you guys saying? Are you guys saying that my man is not a dog? He's not a dog.
He's not a dog.
He don't have a dog in him.
All right, so I want to say that if he works hard, all right. First of all, you got to extend your arms. You got to use your arms to pass rush.
It's 6 to 8
You're not
weeks.
coming back with a torn bicep.
No, you're not. You're not.
I
agree with
that's
that.
That's not
8 weeks if you train hard, man.
He's not. And he hasn't been doing anything in training camp. He's been okay on pass downs, but he's been bull rushed by Joe Osman. He almost got his quarterback killed because he could contain a bull rush from somebody 255 pounds. That's me. Look at me.
His only thing he was charged with this offseason was getting stronger, because that bull rush was one of the techniques that defensive linemen was effective against him. He was not strong enough for the bull rush. So they told him, go get some strength, build up your strength, and maybe size will help with that strength build up. And he did that. He came back bigger, he looked stronger and all that. But he seemed to be, from the report that I'm getting, he seemed to be still struggling with the bull rush and then stronger guys using that, not the speed so much. He is athletic, but that pure strength. He was still being dominated. Mano, bull rush. He was still having a little trouble with that. So
that have that moxie, that attitude, that mentality.
I'm gonna say this though too. Coaching what I coach a defensive lineman. If you see today, I got my Philadelphia All-Star game on.
All right, okay, man. We don't care about that. All right, come on, Eagles talk.
I played in the game. Okay,
no. I'm wearing this for the athletes for the state that can't play football this year. Anyway, what's going on is if you treat the bull rush and you have a offensive tackle or a guard that knows what's coming, they know how to what they call sit down on
anchor down.
Sit down on sit down on the toilet. If you sit down on the toilet, then the guy can't go anywhere. But if he's not being taught that might not just be a skill set. That might be some coaching too.
It's not. Hold. What?
I'm just. We're talking football.
We're talking about.
We're talking football.
Our offensive line has been coached up very well. We have been ranked in the top 5 over the past 5 to 10 years.
I don't know how to sit on the toilet.
Let me finish. Okay. The thing about it that you got to understand is, it's offensive linemen, especially at tackles, you're supposed to be much stronger and dominant than any defensive end that's coming out there.
That's
period.
True.
Your strength was supposed to be able. Your first thing you learn is how to anchor down, how to go sit on the toilet, a model against another person. He can't do that. All right, these speed rushes, these special moves, he might be good and efficient with. But if I understand, I know that I can bull rush him and throw him somewhere. What you think I'm gonna do?
I'm a bull rusher. I'm not using those special moves.
Why are you gonna do that? All right, let's take a moment out and go to our audience here who have a lot to say here. And Kyle O'Brien says Dilliard is a tough blow. It'll be hard for him to get any better sitting out the season. Supposedly he was getting killed by the bull rush all camp. He's just too soft, I think. I hate to say it, but I think we wasted that first rounder. I'm hoping like that he's not telling the truth, but it doesn't seem promising. Anthony A said I would never take a USC player because they are soft.
Yeah.
And now I can't disagree with that, because our last couple USC players have been disappointments. Aguilar being one of them. Yeah, being one of them. Eddie is out there. Eddie, our resident Republican, says he is a first-round pick in year 2, and that's what he has done. Yeah, he's only in year 2, but you know, Eddie. I mean, come on now. In the position that we took him, a lot of top offensive linemen in that position usually come to play if they are the real deal. They usually come to play that early in their career if they're the real deal.
Yeah, look at Jonathan Ogden, first-round draft pick.
Right. So it's a little disappointment, but he is in year 2. So I get your point, Eddie. He got some time maybe. But this is going to hurt him. This is going to hurt him more than anything, because his confidence and everything, like they said, he's been being dominated by the bull rush in training camp, and now he has to go through a full year of rehabilitation, and that takes the mental toughness to be able to do that. That takes mental toughness to be able to go through that and keep your spirits up. And speaking of mental toughness, not going to talk about it now, but I got to talk about my man because he's not getting ringing endorsements in training camp, and he is the guy that I picked to have a bounce back season. That's one Sidney Jones, and I've heard the press conference from Schwartz 3 days ago, and it was not a ringing endorsement. And I played the little snippet from the secondary coach last week, and they are not really giving him a big vote of confidence. And I think a lot of it is he's been kind of hurt and not being able to be on the field. So I'll talk about him a little later. But to continue with the comments of the people that's in the room, Christopher Burton says, at this rate, I hate to say it, but we might have to cut our losses with him and find other options. Wow, that's kind of early in the second year. He has to, for you to get cut in the second year, you got to stink. Like, you got to stink like a baby. Like, damn, did the baby stink? Yeah, she stink. He got to stink. For him to get cut in the second year, stink. All right, he got to stink. All right. Eddie says, Avonte Maddox got that job. Oh, excuse me. Maddox got that job over Jones. And that's what it sounds like Schwartz is saying. Like, yeah, Maddox got that thing sold up over Jones.
He got it locked down right now.
Yeah, he got it locked down right now.
You know the crazy thing about that, if you look at it, I always say Maddox, he's an inside corner because of his ability. But right now, our corners look this way. 5'9", and 6 foot. I mean, there is nothing to be desired, but these guys can ball. These guys can play. And I appreciate what those guys, the heart they have. You know, it reminds me of Mark McMillan.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
No. Wait. Just stop. Everybody stop everything because we have a Cowboy fan that just joined us from the YouTube space, and he says, how we doing, guys? How are the Cowboys doing? Let me know. How you think the Cowboys are doing? You in the room, answer this guy back. You can't, because if you're on Facebook, you can't see this.
How you
if
doing?
you're on Facebook, you're not going to see this. So I'll put this on the screen so you can see this. So I want you guys to answer, how do you think the Cowboys are doing? You suck. That's how you're doing. You suck, and you're not going to beat us. And Dak Prescott, his status rhymes with stash. He's trash. Okay, he's trash.
I like that.
All right,
I like that. It sounds like it rhymes with tired.
Hey man,
you're fired.
Welcome to Eagles talk.
Welcome to Eagles talk.
24/7.
All right, Cowboys trash. And Joe Guns F the boys. Exactly.
What I was going to say is one thing about Maddox, he's not going to burn the house down with his speed, but like Patrick already alluded to, he definitely has heart. I like the way he plays, and I don't know, but somehow or another he just makes plays, man. He makes plays.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't get this done.
I got to throw another flag on Shell real quick. I know you got to do this real quick. I got to throw a flag on him. He said Maddox is not going to burn the house down with speed. This guy ran a 4.39.
I know. Maddox, look, I'm unfortunately, I didn't get the clip of Schwartz talking about Maddox, but he had some glowing things to say about Maddox. And one of the things I did pick up that he said was that Maddox because somebody asked him about, is he worried about Maddox being 5'9" playing on the outside? And he said he may be short, but he doesn't play small. And if that means anything, like he's a very strong guy for his size. And he said he did mention that his makeup speed was extraordinary, that he can combat with anybody out there. So he is not worried about Maddox, and I'm not worried about Maddox either. Maddox is a dog. Maddox came into his rookie year and not only played outside, he played 3 positions that year. He played outside, the slot, and safety, and he was proficient in all of them. So I'm not worried about him. I'm going to trust Dougie P on this one. I mean, not Dougie P, but Jim Schwartz and the secondary coach, his new secondary coach, who has penciled him as the starting outside corner opposite Darius Slay. So that says a lot when those two guys have endorsed him, and he's not done anything to warrant anything different. So I'm going with Maddox. Although I did say going into training camp that Sidney Jones was going to be that breakout player, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen, not as of yet anyway. Maybe something will develop during the year where it may, but we are running out of time. This Sunday, when this Sunday comes up, we are 2 weeks away from opening kickoff. With all that's been said, with all the COVID and this crazy training camp, we will be 2 weeks away from opening kickoff. And that's not a lot of time. If Sidney Jones is not getting it done right now, he has 2 weeks to try to make an impression. And I don't know if he's going to be successful. But let's end this first quarter. I'm sorry.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, so that's the end of the first quarter. First quarter was kind of extended there because I didn't set the clock. But you are watching Eagles Talk, man. I thank everybody for tuning in, and let me know what your major concern is. Second quarter, I want to know, what do you think it's going to take for us to be successful this year? Like, tell me in your words, do you think the offensive line, what do you think the key is for our success this year? Offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, secondary, and who you think is going to be our most valuable player? Like, who you think that's going to have the biggest impact on the success of the Eagles this year? Let me know in the second quarter. But you are watching, or you are listening to, if you're listening to the podcast, you're listening to Eagles Talk. Look, guys, I got my microphone back, man. I went up to the studio. I got
shout out to you, man. Executive producer.
I got rid of the little snowball. Man. It did me good. It filled in very well. The little snowball looks a little funny and all that, but I'm a professional here, and I needed my sword. This is like my lifesaver. You got to have your sword when you're doing things where you're doing a lot of speaking and stuff like that.
I am your father.
Yeah, this microphone is like your lifesaver. So now I am back and I am on time. I'm enunciating better and all that because I have a microphone. I have my sword here. Yeah, so anyway. You are listening to or watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And we like to talk about our favorite football team, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I'm doing some beer with that. And this week I am partaking in the Ciroc Apple, while my partners out there, my co-hosts, are partaking in the I forget the name of it, but it's Terramata tequila. I saw that in the liquor store this weekend too. So
you need to grab it. You need to grab it.
Yeah, you got to see the commercial The Rock does. He drinks a whole bottle. It's kind of
cool. It's water.
Oh no, I'm not doing
that. I saw it on Instagram.
You just messed me up. I was like, yeah, The Rock.
You said just joking.
The Rock is the truth. I'm like, he drunk a whole bottle.
This is not water. This is not water. This is
the real deal.
Somebody challenged. Let's start this second quarter, man. Let's start this second quarter.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right, so like I said, I'm doing the Ciroc Apple. They're doing the tequila, and let me know what you're doing out there. A couple people have let me know. Hennessy and Bud Light, somebody said they're doing. All right, so here we are. Let's celebrate our Philadelphia Eagles as we are just over 2 weeks away from opening kickoff against the Washington Redskins. Down the hatch, 3, 2, 1. All right, so this year is coming up, man, and I want to know, who do you guys think is going to be? What do you think is going to be a key for us to be successful this year? I'll let you start, Pat.
Well, you know what? You always defer to me. I'll defer to Shell. But you know what, Dante? We've been doing this thing for about going on 4 years now, right?
Right.
I want to defer to you, man. The question you poised, you gave to us is a great question, and I want to hear your thoughts, because my thoughts is kind of unique and different from what Shell's going to say and what you're going to say.
You don't get to do that. You don't get to defer to me. You don't get to defer to me. You want to defer to Pat? I mean, Shell didn't defer to Shell, but you don't get to defer to me. Shell, what do you think is? What do you think is the key?
Oh man, he threw his executive producer card.
Yeah.
Hold up! Wait a minute! You're on, Shell.
Oh, okay.
You're on, Shell.
Okay, I like that. Well, as he defers to me, I'm gonna say this: defense wins championships, and the one thing that helped us solidify that Super Bowl we won not so long ago was the fact that we had a 9-man rotation on the defensive line. And I feel as though if we can solidify a rotation that's solid and consistent and is very disruptive, and I think if Cox comes back into that totally dominant defensive MVP style of play that we know that he can be, we can go out and totally annihilate everybody else. If you can't If you can't run the ball, you got to pass. If you got to pass the ball, now our defensive ends and our defensive tackles are pinning their ears back and getting to the quarterback. If you're down 3 touchdowns, you can't run the ball. You got to throw the ball. Now you got the free safety back there licking his chops, trying to make a play. So I think everything starts with the defensive line and the rotation. That's where I think that it would be at.
Okay.
All right, that sounds good. Let me go
Yeah,
to
I
some
practice
comments out there.
that. I practice
Richard Boo Layton says he believes the key to the Eagles' success this year will be the wide receivers play. We've been talking about it. I mean, one of the biggest things in the offseason was getting better wide receivers, and so we invested a lot in some speed on the outside through the draft and through acquisitions such as Marquise Goodwin, but he decided not to play. But anyway, they put some investment into the wide receivers. So Richard Boo was saying the wide receivers play, and I kind of agree with them on that. Anthony is out there. I hear you, Anthony. You want to start sharing your lives into the Eagles group. Forget that, Anthony. Why don't you just go to Eagles Talk and subscribe to the page, and you won't have to worry about it. But I will share it to your Eagles group. Just let me know what that Eagles group is. I'm probably already in it. Maybe I'm not sharing it to it. That's why you're asking me now. So just let it be known right here, right now, what that Eagles group is. But let the people in that Eagles group know you can just go to Eagles Talk and subscribe to the page. And at that point, you'll know as soon as we come on. I won't have to share it because sometimes I don't get a chance to share it. So you'll miss it. If I don't share it to the group and you're waiting for me to share it to that group, you'll miss it. So the best way to guarantee that you're going to get Eagles Talk is to go to the page and like the page and follow the page. All right, but getting back to what Shell said. Shell said, what did you say, Shell?
I said
we've been drinking a little bit.
I practiced this so I remember what I said. What I said is, if our defensive line has a consistent
defensive line
rotation of 8 to 9 dogs making plays and disrupting the other team, then we can force them to pass and we can get the other team down, and we put them in a situation where our defensive tackles and defensive ends gotta pin their ears back and make plays. Now our safeties are sitting in the defensive backfield, licking their chops, waiting to making things happen, and that's how we can solidify our team going forward.
All right. So Shell's answer is the defensive line is going to be one of the most important keys to this team's success in the 2020-2021 season. And I can't say that I disagree with him. That defensive line, we did put some, and ever since Howie has stepped back into the front office, the personnel seat, he has put a lot of emphasis on being strong in the trenches. He believes that the offense and defensive lines is where you start to build a great team, and he has done that with the Super Bowl team, and now again reestablishing a defensive line that I think we can be proud of, at least on paper, before the season starts. I mean, we have Brandon Graham on the outside, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, although he's hurt right now, Malik Jackson, Derek Barnett, Vinny Curry, defensive end Josh Sweat. We have some players over there. If they can do what Jim Schwartz needs them to do on defense, I think that will be a key to us being successful. And we always talk about it. Pat always talks about it. The defensive line and the secondary go hand in hand. So if you're getting a pass rush, you're making the defensive secondary's job very, very easy. They don't even have to be a boatload of Darius Slays back there. You can have a Darius Slay and Avonte Maddox, and if the defensive line is doing their job, those guys are going to look like all pros. So I'm not going to say that I disagree with you, Shell. I agree with you.
Thank you very much,
Pat. You've had some time now to think about what do you think is going to be the key position, or what do you think is going to be key to the Philadelphia Eagles having success this year, right here?
Well, the obvious choice everybody would say is Carson Wentz and him getting the ball out on time and being very like in the season begin the season like you ended the season last year. Take what the defense give you and don't force anything. That would be the consensus, But you know what? I'm not going the consensus route.
Okay.
I'm looking at this defense. And like you said, the defensive line, you got to force fumbles, you got to force pressures, you got to get sacks. You got to do all that and makes the backside of the defense better. But you know what? We got a guy that played, that was our starting corner at one point, played number one receivers, now moved to his natural position in Jalen Mills at safety. All right. When we were the really very, very, very talented defense. We had a very talented defensive line with Reggie White, and that started everything. It was Reggie White, Seth Joyner, and Andre Dirty Waters. Then the decade changed over. You had Brian Dawkins. You know what? The defense was surrounded around Brian Dawkins. The defense, how the defense ran was all for Brian Dawkins. We have the best of both worlds right now. We have Jalen Mills, who can be that prototypical Malcolm Jenkins / Brian Dawkins type. I'm not saying he will be type of player because he has that ability. He was a safety at LSU, and I've been saying that he should be a safety in the NFL because he has the ability to play the receivers. He has the ability to play tight end and be very special at doing it and make tackles. He's very aggressive in that sense. Then on top of that, you look at our defensive line, it could be dominant. We could be another doomsday type defense, gang green defense. You remember he was number one in all categories across the board.
Yeah, I remember that.
We had that ability, that opportunity this year. Feed off of Jalen Mills. Jalen Mills feeds off our linebackers. Let's talk about our linebackers not being good. TJ Edwards has been balling out. He's been balling out in camp. Sean Bradley, the rookie from Temple Strong.
I like him, man.
He's been popping pads.
I like him.
On top of that, you got these
man.
guys that it's a family
Temple
atmosphere.
in the building.
So, I know what you're going to do. When that happens, when this happens, when your guy next to you is going to do, the guy behind you is going to do, now you're playing with the blinders off. You're going full steam ahead and you're not hesitating. So I have to say Jalen Mills is the key. He's the quarterback of the defense. I know they say give it to the linebacker, but he's the quarterback of the defense.
Yeah, it's totally, I agree with you 100%, Patrick. It's totally different when you're playing safety or playing linebacker and you kind of know what the guy's going to do in front of you or behind you. We had that opportunity. If I'm going to be aggressive or that some other person's going to be aggressive and he's going to blow the back up or he's going to jam the tight end and you of one comes across your face, you pick up two. Mm-hmm. Now you're picking up two because you know the linebacker's picking up one. Yeah. You can jump right in front of that, and it's a touchdown for the defense.
Yeah, I that's what I say before I have Dante come on.
Yeah,
you got to understand something, right? We know we need protection. We know I need our offensive line to protect the quarterback. We need our quarterback to be efficient. We know that. But let's realize something. Defense do win championships. They do. I know that the quarter is over, but if you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when they won their Super Bowl, right? They had Trent Dilfer.
He put up one touchdown.
That's all you ask you to do is put up one touchdown, and we'll win you the game. So all we asking for the offense to do is put up 2 touchdowns. Defense, go win the game.
Yeah, all right. I'm not going to disagree. That's a good point that you made, Pat. The defense. The quarter is over. Let's end the quarter first.
And that's the end of the quarter.
So that's the end of the second quarter. We are moving into the third quarter, and we are going to continue to discuss, because I haven't given my input on, we're going to continue to discuss what you think is going to be the key to this Eagles season and them having success. Shell said the defensive line. Pat said, what'd you say, Pat?
I say Jalen Mills, the quarterback of the defense.
The quarterback of the defense. My son out there says Rodney McLeod is the quarterback of the defense. But all right, but hey, it's still a secondary person, so you're still in the same church, different pew. But that's all right.
Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. That's what Grandmom Juju used to say.
All right, so we are going into the third quarter of Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans, and we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, as we do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of beer and shots. So this program is divided into 4 quarters, just like a real game. We're entering the third quarter, and I am partaking in the Ciroc Apple. and my co-hosts are partaking in the Terramana tequila, sponsored by One Rock Johnson. So they're doing that. And you guys let me know what you're doing out there as we start the third quarter.
You're now listening to the third quarter.
All right. So dang on, I'm tired. I'm not tired. I'm tired of drinking. Like, you know, sometimes you be like, damn, I'm tired of drinking. Like, yo, all right, here we go.
He said, yo, he's about to give a speech. Like, yo.
All right, here we go. Everybody down the hatch. 3, 2, 1. So I'm gonna keep it on the most. I'm gonna keep it on the most explosive, not explosive, the most viewed position in the game of football. And I'm gonna say quarterback play is going to be very essential to this team this year being successful.
Okay.
We talked about people have been down on Carson Wentz because he hasn't played up to his 2017 ability or performance when he was on his well on his way to winning the MVP of that season. He got hurt. He didn't win the MVP. The Eagles still went on to win the Super Bowl, and people have been down on him because he has not returned to that form. But let me tell you this. He did return to that form. He returned to that form in the last month of last season. And to look at it, they say that it takes 2 full years for a person to recover from an ACL tear. Well, guess what? In the 12th month, or in December of last year, was 2 full years since he tore his ACL. And in that month, when he won those 4 games to lead us into the playoffs, he looked like the Carson Wentz of 2017. It's not a coincidence. That was 2 years exactly after he tore his ACL. That 2 years afterward, he looked just like the MVP of that year. And that was with no-name receivers. So I'm expecting him. Yeah, the guys from Wawa. Now he has some more talented receivers in the room there. I just suspect big things from Carson Wentz this year. This is one of the few years that he didn't have to work in the offseason on rehabbing. He could work on the playbook and just getting himself better. He didn't have to worry about getting himself back from any type of injury or anything like that. So I'm expecting big things from Carson Wentz this year with with more talent than he had last year. I'm not going to say these guys have a boatload of talent because we don't know yet. But I'll tell you this: these guys that's coming in have more talent than what those guys had at the end of last year. We were throwing to, like we said, guys from Wawa. These guys have a little more. They have a little more pedigree than the guys from Wawa. So with that in house and with that on the team here, I think Carson is going to really take advantage of those guys. He's really going to help them to achieve, and I think that it's all up to him. It's all up to him on what we can do offensively. Secondary, now I'll give an honorable mention to the offensive team, because we don't have an offensive coordinator. We have an offensive team.
Yes,
we have a brain trust of offensive minds. So secondly, I would say that a key to our success this year is going to be that brain trust of offensive minds that they have brought into the building to help Doug Peterson to make this offense more explosive than it was last year. We all agree, I hope we all agree, that our offense has not performed at the same level that they have in the 2017 season when we had one. What's our offensive coach? He's the coach. He's the offense. He's the coach of the Indianapolis. Frank Wright. I'm sorry, it slipped my mind. But Frank Wright. We have not had the same production as we've had since Frank Wright left the building. And I hope that this year the offensive brain trust that these guys have put together can duplicate what we had in 2017, because we were an offense that scored early and often. We got up on people and we kind of put the pressure to the other team, and that bode well for our team back then. Since then, we've not had the same success in the early going of the game. In first quarter, second quarter, we've not had the same type of scoring. So now I'm hoping that with this new brain trust in effect, that we can return to scoring points often and early in games and putting the pressure on the other team to have to keep pace with what we're doing. So, number one, I think Carson Wentz is going to be the key to our success this season. Number two, I'm saying the offensive brain trust, because we don't have an offensive coordinator. The offensive brain trust that they have put together is going to be a major key in our success this year.
I totally agree. I know we disappeared for a second. We had a little stage.
Yeah, what the hell is y'all going on? Throw a flag on yourselves, because I looked at the, he throws
Flag on the play.
Yeah, flag on the play.
Oh man, I like. Yo, that is hot.
Yeah, you know what it is? I was trying to get the sound from Super Techno Bowl, but they kind of deleted it at the last minute. But no, I totally agree with you, because like I said, the thing about it, if you look at what needs to be successful in this game going forward for us, it is Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is the leader of this team. I mean, we do have an offensive line that needs to be productive. And let's be honest, we have the same offensive lines from last year. We have a guy, Matt Pryor, who's filling in for Brandon Brooks, who actually filled in well for him. He's a mountain of a man. Nate Harburg, he might fill in also, because he's been doing great in these training camps. But more or less, we return the same starting line. I know everybody's upset about Dilliard, but Jason Peters is not a downgrade by any chance. I mean, he's playing pretty good. He actually played well last season when he played. So I do agree with you that Carson. There we go again. That Carson Wentz. I got to
Flag.
Oh, that's funny.
But you know what? Like I said, besides the sign behind me falling down and everything like that, I do 100% agree with you. There are two quarterbacks of this team. There's the offensive quarterback and the defensive quarterback, and they definitely need to be in cohesion together when it comes to this team chemistry and stuff of that nature. And I just think that, what you said and what I said, and throw a little sprinkle a little Shellman in there, that'll make sure we're successful.
All right, so we got a question out there. Who has more yards this season, Jackson or Rager? Anybody want to answer that?
I'll answer it. You want me to answer that?
Go ahead, answer.
Yes.
I was going to put
this
two studios falling apart.
All right. As we go through this tremendous tornado, like we're in Texas.
Yo, look, damn, y'all Jones falling apart in the background and all that.
I'll say this.
Look,
prior to Deshaun Jackson's injury,
leave it alone.
Yeah, prior to Deshaun Jackson's injury, he's like number 2 in the NFL in yards per catch.
All right, get your big behind in the frame. Like, you, half of your ass is not even in the joint. Move over. All right, there you go.
I was trying to keep my social distance.
All right.
Long story short, Deshaun Jackson was number 2 in the NFL in yards per catch.
Mm-hmm.
He actually, if you look in the last 5 years,
when.
You want to say last year?
Yeah,
last year
he played one game
before.
He played one game.
I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about before he got.
I know what you mean.
I'm talking.
He's a dynamic receiver.
He's
dynamic.
He's number 2 over the last 5 years in yards per catch. Nobody's in front of, barely nobody's in front of him. The only guy in front of him is the receiver from Kansas City. What are we talking about? We're talking about football, basketball here. What are we talking about?
We're talking about football, but when you only play one game and 2 games, you can't be effective.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about his yards per catch over the last 5 years. That's what.
What does tell me this? I'm asking you.
What I'm saying is he's going.
What does yards per carry mean?
Yards per catch.
Don't play.
What I'm
yards
saying.
Per catch. What does it mean?
What I'm
when
saying.
You play 2 out of 16 games. Tell me the impact of yards per catch has on a team.
What I'm saying is,
when you only play 2 of 16 games.
Have you read his last Instagram post? Deshaun Jackson.
You didn't answer my question. I said,
let me finish.
What effect does a yard per catch have when you play 2 out of 16 games?
In his own words, he said having that surgery, getting rest last season was the best thing I could have ever did. It gave me 2 to 3 years extra playing on my career. It was like putting a brand new engine in a Lamborghini. That's
Whatever.
what he said. That's
I
what
mean,
he.
you know
That's
what?
what he
don't
said.
get me wrong. I hope that is
That's
the
what
truth.
That's what he said.
I hope that is the truth. But that
He's
is
number
just,
2. He's number 2.
It doesn't mean anything if you not look. You can't make the club. What you tell me? I'm
Oh,
your
now you
own
gonna
words.
use. Now you
Wait,
gonna
wait,
use.
wait,
You
wait.
can't make the club when you're in the club. That's all I'm saying.
News alert. You can't
can
make the club in the
you can
club.
say
How you
whatever.
gonna use my own stuff on me?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't really much
Oh,
matter. So, all right, I'm
All right.
going to answer the question. I'm going to say answer the question. Philip says answer the question. Answer the question. Who has more yards, Rager or Deshaun Jackson?
I say Deshaun
Now,
Jackson. I'm gonna say
He said
Rager.
Deshaun Jackson. I'm gonna
'cause
say Rager because
Yeah.
only
We can
because
put $2
although-
bill bet on it. $2 bill
yeah,
bet.
we can put that. We can bet
$2
anybody out there.
$2 bill bet.
Sue says, Sue, I'm
$2 bill
sorry.
bet.
I've seen you on there, Sue. I know you was there early. Sue says nothing if you don't score. Exactly. Y'all are bugging. We're bugging. Why? Why are we bugging, Bill? Because we're talking about who's going to have more yards, Rager or Jackson. And I'm challenging my co-host here on his assumption that Jackson is going to be better because he has the second most yards per catch in league history. I guess he's quoting league history. But
I guess
that doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't mean anything to me when last year, the most recent, because I'm gonna quote Janet Jackson now. I'm doing a lot of quotes. I'm gonna quote Janet Jackson now.
Oh,
what
there
have
you
you
go.
done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? Like he hasn't even he played 2 games last year. He played 2 games last year, so I can't bank my whole 2020 2021 season on a guy who played 2 games last season, who was injured the season prior to that. I need to see production on the field, and he's older.
Numbers don't lie. If you look up over the last 5 years,
Don't lie. It don't lie. So guess what? That's what numbers don't lie about. He played 2 games last year.
All right.
That's what numbers don't lie about.
Let's be honest. I know we in the overtime of this third quarter, but let's understand something. Yes, Deshaun Jackson is a dynamic.
He's dynamic.
Oh no, let's end the quarter. Hurry up. Let's end the quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, so we'll continue this conversation in the fourth quarter, but you are watching and listening to Eagles Talk on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and your podcast, whatever your podcast platforms are. And we like to talk about our favorite football team. This is the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. We're not professional broadcast journalists. We don't do all that. We're just fans, just like yourselves. I hope we're a little bit better than the big dude that likes to curse all the time. I'm not going to quote any names, but I hope we give you more insight into the Eagles football than just cursing about.
I'm fans for fans. That's what we do.
It's for fans by fans. I hope we give you more information and all that. And I'm not knocking him. He's doing this thing. He has a lot of followers. Shit, I wish we had that many followers. If you guys like what we're doing, you guys should be helping us get followers like that. But this guy, all he does is curse and talk about stuff. He's entertaining, I guess.
We're
some
not
people,
we're not
but
swearing,
we're not doing all that.
Yeah,
Don't get
I
me
work
wrong.
with kids.
We do our swearing. We do our share of swearing, but we try to keep it, and we talk, and we
It's
drink
after the third shot. It's after the third shot. We start swearing.
Yeah, after the third shot, and after a loss too. After a loss, we might.
Oh, definitely.
Oh my god.
Definitely.
Oh,
definitely.
Pat, especially Pat.
Pat lose his mind.
He lose his mind. He'd be so upset. All right, but anyway,
Let me start this quarter, man.
Let's start this quarter. Fourth quarter coming up. Eagles Talk.
You're now listening to the fourth quarter.
All right, so I'm going to sit this one out, but we like to talk about our favorite football team on Eagles Talk, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I was doing the Ciroc Apple. I'm sitting out the fourth quarter shots. My co-hosts are
How you
doing.
gonna do 3 and not do the last? You might as well do the last.
Cigar
shot.
time. It's cigar time.
Cigar time. I gotta do cigar
time.
So
you got to go to work tomorrow.
No, I do not. Actually, I do not have to go to work. But
then why are you not doing the last shot?
You want to enjoy the cigar with a nice little
enjoy the cigar. And you guys let me know. And you guys out there, if you are a cigar smoker, give me a suggestion on the good cigar. I would love that. I would love suggestions. That's the beauty of smoking cigars, because you enjoy and try so many different kinds. It's not just, you don't just smoke one brand of cigar all the time. The beauty of it is there's so many out there, and you like to discover new cigars and new smokes that you like. So if you guys have a suggestion for me to try, please just put it in the comments section. I'll be sure to give it a try and give you my opinion on it in the next broadcast. So today I'm going to I am doing the Flor de las Atentles by my father. It was the number one.
Yes,
It was
yes.
a cigar of the year
I had it
in
my father before.
2012, and I love it. I love this cigar. It's one of my favorites. I have a couple go-tos. That's one of them. And my other one is the Monte Cristo Espada. I love that. So those are two of my good go-to cigars, but I'm going to be doing that cigar after the show. So let me know if you have a suggestion for me, I'll try it. I know JT out there loves cigars, so let me know what you want me to try, and I will try that. So here we go. We're in the third quarter. Fourth quarter. I'm sorry.
I like the 770. I know the white said the 660, but I like the flathead.
Oh, the 770 is my thing. That's my 660 is my thing, but 770 is very close. It's just it's the same cigar, basically.
I'm gonna say this.
I like
thicker
gauge.
I like personally like the Maker's Mark Classic.
He likes sweet cigars.
Yeah, you like that's all right. Okay, thank you very much.
The Maker's Mark
Eddie,
Classic?
Eddie, don't
area expertise. I can tell you that. He says I like the Maker Mark. Not even look to real cigar smokers. That was throw the flag.
That was easy. That was easy.
Yo,
What are you talking about?
that's not even Maker's Mark. They don't even manufacture cigars. Your name is them as one of your. Look, okay, all right,
man. See, these guys always pick on me, man. But y'all love me, man. These guys always
love
pick
you.
on
We
me,
try
man.
to school you, Shell.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Your baby brother's trying to school you on what you should be smoking. You know
all
what?
right,
After we done
got
here,
the cigars out there already coming up.
I should have let that officer tackle.
Look, all right, look, I'm gonna put this on here so it'll be.
I'm gonna take my shot, man.
You see that, Eddie? Eddie, this is forever ingrained in. I have video proof of what you just said, Dante.
Yes, you do.
That's on there, yo.
5638.
Yes,
Eddie, we're gonna hold you to that, man. Because once
that.
Once it comes there, I'm gonna be there.
Cigar Smoker says Gurkha Ghost by Drew Estate. I'll give the Gurkha a try. Are we here to talk sports or cigars? We're here to talk about everything. Do I have to change the show to Eagles Talk-ish? I'm gonna have to change the show to Eagles Talk-ish. All right, anyway, that's what happens
when you 3 shots in.
Everybody down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
Drafted.
Oh, put on it.
I got sound effects, Dante.
Oh man,
I got sound effects. Dark Knight is,
and I love
it's
it.
definitely going down.
It's going down.
Yo, I want to say this though. You started the show off talking about I'm about to get married next week, and I know next week I'm asking you and your wife to come on down to Philadelphia so we can get married in our little. We had to change it up due to COVID, so it's not going to be big. It's not going to be as big as it normally was going to be.
Right.
So I won't be on the show if you do the show, and I believe you're not going to be in the show because you should be here with me. But
I'm gonna do the show from the wedding, Pat.
There we go.
There we go. On. I'm gonna be in the aisle doing the show as Pat is getting married, and then I'm gonna switch the camera around and say, "Here's Pat saying I do."
You gotta see the shoes though. You gotta see the shoes. But no, I want to say this though, man. To my wonderful fiance, to my girlfriend, to the person that I got down on my bad knee to. I love you. I can't wait to I say I do. I know in the beginning I said you asked me the question. Are you getting anxious for it and you can't wait to say I do? I said I can't wait to take shots. But you know what? In all reality, I can't wait to this day next week. So love you, babe.
That's a beautiful sentiment. And I just like to echo that sentiment. I know we're doing Eagles talk, but if you don't know the background of Eagles talk, I am Dante the Dark Knight. They are the Sandlin boys, but they are my cousins. We are family. We're family here. They play semi-pro football. They play high school football. They play college football.
Arena ball. I played
arena football.
I got paid.
Yeah. So they have a lot of knowledge of football. But let me just go back to the love of these two people, Patrick and Stephanie. Oh my God, you got to know them
Appreciate it.
to know that they are perfect for each other. She is a very fun girl, loving girl, and I couldn't imagine anyone more perfect for yourself, Patrick. And you're about to head into a lifelong relationship with someone, the ultimate
Yeah.
commitment of being married. And I know you guys are going to hit it off because I see you guys interacting with each other prior to this, and
Friends
it's been
first. And
friends
that's what
first, and the love and everything. And I know it's just going to be great for you guys. I just wish you guys all the best of luck and not luck. It's going to be great. It's going to be more than
Yeah.
luck. I wish you guys all the best. And
Appreciate it.
next Thursday is going to be official. So now in the
Yeah.
fourth quarter, let's talk about uh some more of what's going on in Eagles training camp. Let me just mention something else I heard from the defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz this week. He talked about the linebackers this week. He talked about the fact that Duke Riley, TJ Edwards, and these guys are really showing out, and he's pleased with them. He doesn't give Jim Schwartz is not a guy that heaps a lot of praise because he wants his guys to stay hungry,
Yes.
I guess, to be playing for that approval of the head guy, which is him. So he doesn't heap a lot of praise, but what you consider praise, he kind of heaped on his linebackers, his athletic young linebackers there. And he talked about Duke Riley having to learn the system in the middle of last year, but in training camp now, he's not learning the system. He's playing a lot faster because he knows the system and he learned it in the middle of
interject on that.
yeah. And he talked about TJ Edwards being undrafted and having athletic ability and doing good also in training camp. So I think that, because that's one of the positions that we think on, that is probably the position out of all positions on defense that we think is the weakest position is linebacker. And here is Jim Schwartz saying that, not giving him an overwhelming endorsement, but speaking highly of who he has in the linebacker room.
Basically, what I wanted to interject on is the fact of if you go and you watch a little bit of the tape, the workout tape, you see the linebackers opening. Something I look at it as a coach. They're actually opening their hips and then transitioning to cover the tight ends as they go in their motion up and then up the field, out. I'm sorry, out and then up the field. I think that this is going to be good during the course of the season because one of the hardest things to do as a Mike linebacker or a Sam linebacker is to cover that tight end that's doing a quick out or doing what they call a Texas route.
So you're gonna be surprised at this defense.
No, let me finish. Let me finish. They've been doing a lot of those drills. They've been doing a lot of those drills on a consistent basis. If you watch the tape, and what I'm seeing is guys that last year were a little slow in their motion and they're opening up their hips and getting to these positions. And now, like you said before, they don't have to really learn the position. Now they can just play football, and it's going to be a lot smoother transition. And that's not going to help. That's going to benefit both the defensive line and the secondary because the secondary can trust that the linebackers will be able to cover that guy.
Yeah, you're gonna be surprised. I was trying to inject on you, but I wanted you to get your point out.
Thank you.
You're gonna be surprised how the defense.
Yeah, he's changing already, man.
Listen, the defense is going to be a little different this year. It's not going to be the traditional 4-3, 3-4 type defense that you normally used to.
Okay.
You're going to see more coverages on the tight end covered by the safety Jalen Mills. You're going to have more defensive backs on the field than you have linebackers per se.
Dime package.
You're going to have less linebackers on the field than you have defensive line than you have linebackers. You have more defensive ends on the field than you have linebackers. Okay. They're going to show so many different looks. And from what I heard from somebody that's actually physically there is that when you throw these different looks, these NASCAR looks, when you have three defensive ends.
Well, NASCAR is typically for offense, Patrick.
No. When I'm talking about defense, NASCAR look is when you have three defensive ends and one defensive tackle, or all defensive ends in there, and it's 4 pass rush downs. You need speed there. They call it NASCAR. All right. So what happens, what we're going to see, a lot of different type of coverages that we usually see from the Patriots. If you understand what the Patriots what the Patriots do on defense is that they take your best player, right?
They take him out of the game,
They completely take him out the game,
and they
but
force you to go to number 2.
Don't realize that they're not concentrating on number 2 because they're forcing you to go to number 2 for a reason, because number 2 is getting the attention also.
Gotcha.
So this defense is predicated. It's going to be predicated on speed. These linebackers we have now that we didn't think were fast, quote unquote, they are sideline to sideline guys. Duke Riley, Nathan Gary.
I like Duke Riley.
Nathan Gary was a strong safety. He's a linebacker now, and he's fit into the linebacker body. TJ Edwards, Sean Bradley,
Sean Bradley's the guy.
the rookie from Colorado.
I like Sean Bradley.
What's it, Devontae? You know, these guys are fast for a reason, and this defense is going to show you something different that you've never seen before.
All right, so that's the end of the fourth quarter. A lot of insight there. Let me go to some comments before we end. I don't want to go up before I get the take the temperature of everybody in the room tonight. So let me find my cursor here. All right, there it is. There's my cursor. All right, Hassan, my son says it depends on who's the fastest at camp. I guess that's in response to our receivers. Sue says, you mean we're not going to play bend don't break? No, Sue, we better not be playing bend don't break.
Not with
Not with this guy, not with this secondary coach.
Yeah, I can't really say now. His new defensive secondary coach. I like him.
No, not with him. He doesn't play that way. He allows Darius Slay to get physical with these guys. Jim Schwartz, from what I'm hearing, he talked about how physical Avonte Maddox can be, which gives me an insight or a little peek into the fact that I think he's going to let these guys be a little more physical with the receivers out there, because we were sick and tired. Look, you can't be sick. You got to be sick and tired. It got to go together. It got to be sick. And so we were sick and tired of seeing our secondary play 10 yards off, or playing the sticks, as they say, 10 yards off the receivers. So I think we're going to see a little bit more press coverage this year, a lot more. I hope we see a lot more. And I think that they have corners that they have confidence in being able to play that type of corner position there. Not only do we have Darius Slay, who's an excellent cornerback, they have Avonte Maddox, who Schwartz said this week that he is stronger than most people think. And then we have Roby Coleman at the slot, who is an aggressive cornerback himself.
Best slot corners in the NFL.
Exactly.
So
I don't think we're going to see that.
Cheap deal. We got him for a cheap deal. Dante, I know we're about to end the quarter. I noticed we try, when we do our show, we normally try to take onus off everyday life. I know you over there, you're biting your tongue because this is your thing. This was Eagles Talk was birthed off of your regular show, which is called Damn It, Let's Talk. And it talked about social issues. It talked about everyday life issues. It talked about what's going on in the communities, both Black, white, Latino, whatever it was, communities. You did a show about maybe a month ago, and I chimed in, and I had to deal with the death at that particular time of George Floyd and that civil unrest that was going on throughout the country. We have to realize that even though we're into this show, Eagles Talking, we bring you very entertaining conversation from Eagles fans to Eagles fans, or whatever fan of a team you may be, and we appreciate you for tuning in. There is serious conversations we need to have. We need to have serious conversations in this United States, in your communities, in your job places, about race. I was watching this show. It's called The Umbrella Company, and part of the show they go back to the 1960s, to the sit-ins, before John F. Kennedy was killed. If you know the show, then you already saw it. And the same things that were happening, as far as how the people were being treated, is almost identical right now. I understand that the onus around our community is about Black on Black crime, but crime is crime.
Crime is crime.
And
Wrong is wrong.
right, wrong
It
is wrong.
My father used to preach
All
that
right.
all the time.
So we could talk about, what's going on in Chicago. We could talk about what's going on in our own very own background in Philly. But when we are not able to call, the people that supposed to help us
supposed to protect
and
us.
fear for our lives, that is a conversation we need to have. I'm not trying to argue. I'm not trying to be vindictive. I'm not trying to debate. I'm not trying to scream at you. I'm just saying, let's have a conversation. Let's sit down and put our pride to the side and really get down to the root of the issue, because, like it or not, you know what? One thing, I had a conversation with another person, said, if something out of that sky came down right now and said we're going to attack this world, right, we will all be united to fight against it.
Mhm.
Why are we not right now united to fight against what's going on? We should all try to be on an equal plane so we can all be in a better state.
And I say this, I've done, y'all know what I do. I've been doing security for the last 4 years for the DOD, and when I get pulled over in my car, I'm scared. I got a badge and a card, but I'm 6 foot, 265 pounds.
Yeah, 6 foot.
When I get stopped, I'm scared.
Yeah,
And
I was in the car with you when we got stopped. Remember that?
And that shouldn't be the issue. You
That's
know what I mean?
true.
You know what I mean? I should not be fearful when I get stopped in Ohio or Michigan. Officer, I have a firearm, or officer, everything you need is in the glove compartment. I shouldn't be scared. And that's where we're at. What LeBron James said was real. The guy that left the house, he might have had an argument with his wife. He might have had a bad day. He might just be angry. Like, that's real talk.
It is.
And like I said, when I see those party lights behind me, I'm scared.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back. I know, Dante, you about to chime in, and this is your thing. This is your you did a spoken word thing about a week ago, and you have a show that you do, Damage That's Talk, here and there, and you have some panelists that come on there and they give great opinions, and I listen to it, I watch it, and when you started it, I watched it. You might not have seen, I might not have said anything about it, but I did watch it, and I am proud of you. First and foremost,
We're proud of you, man.
I hold you up, because what you did was pull us in, to pull everybody else in, to try to create our bubble. But that bubble sometimes gets popped with these different issues that happens, and we do need to have these conversations. Maybe not for Eagles talk, but you know what? I really would like, damn it, let's talk to be a more of a a month, but by a month. I know it's very difficult with your schedule, family.
And we got to talk about it. I mean, you
But
had guys
it is a
walk off
conversation.
NBA Network.
There is a conversation that
It's a
needs to be had.
conversation. It's a conversation that needs to
Well,
be
let
had.
me just jump in to say I appreciate all the comments or compliments you got from Damn Let's Talk. But one of the reasons why, one of the reasons why I started Eagles Talks, because that not that it doesn't deserve a platform. Definitely social injustice and it deserves a platform, but it's very, very heavy when you get a group of people and it starts to become us versus them, and that weighed heavy on me as even though I am pro-black, I am all that. I just believe that we are all of the same race, the human race, and it's very hard for me to it weighs heavy on me when we are just at each other's throats. So this was a vehicle. Eagles Talk was a vehicle for me to bring us together. I think that we should bring all the light to all the social injustice that goes on, not only against races, but against different religious beliefs or gender or sexual orientations and all that. We need to bring everybody together on every platform. And to me, this was a start of that. This was something lighter to me. This was something lighter that I wanted to start to bring people together instead of arguing and taking sides on being divisive in what's going on in the world. So that's why I kind of moved the Eagles talk. But I'm gonna tell you about this latest situation. And I think it's very, very unfortunate this man is paralyzed now over something that could have been avoided. But I'm not going to put all the blame on the police. And people don't understand when we talk about police brutality, we talk about social injustice, we're talking about those officers that are practicing or coming from a motivation that is not equal or from equality basis. Now, that doesn't mean we hate all police officers. I don't hate all police officers. I believe in police officers. I have a lot of law enforcement in my family now, high-ranking police officers in my family now. So I'm not saying that I hate all police. I think the police is good in this basis, but I think there's some reform that can probably go on to help things move a little smoother. In this situation here, unfortunately, this man has lost the movement of his body, lower body, and I'm so hurt that has happened. But there's a lot of things that can be learned. Like, we have to have the talk. I think it's unfair that we have to have the talk, but we have to have the talk with our kids, our men, or our young boys, or whatever. But we have to have a talk because we know that we are more susceptible to encounter maybe some
violence
or unbiasedness in when we face the police. That can be out there. I'm not going to say it's in every situation. So we train our kids, or we have that talk with our kids. And one of the things that we have, and you should have, is when the police come, you comply. You comply. You comply because we know what happens if you don't comply. There's a greater chance for our black men or brown men to not come out of that situation alive. So the first thing you teach your son is to comply with what the police officer is saying. You don't come out. You want to live to fight another day. If there was anything unjust done, you're not going to be able to fight it later if you are dead. So the first thing is to get yourself out of that situation alive. And that the first thing to do is to comply with what the police officers are saying. So if they come up on the scene, and even if you're not involved, and they want you to comply, and they view you as a suspect, you need to comply first. Not go off on a tangent about, I know my rights and I'm doing this and I'm on a walk. If they are pulling a gun on you, you should not continue to walk to your car. Now, this is I'm not speaking to any situation in particular, but if they are telling you to stop, we want to talk to you, and they have guns drawn, please do not continue to walk away from the police. Whether you think they are wrong or not, they are still the law. They still have the power to do great harm. So your first duty is to get out of that situation alive. So you comply. Because if you continue to carry on and go into a car, if I'm a police officer and I'm telling you, I don't know what the story is, I just got here, I don't know what the story is, but you look like a suspect and I need you to stop and put your hands up. If you continue to defy me and go into a car, I have to worry about my life now. If you continue to get in your car, I don't know if you're trying to pull out a gun or what. I'm not justifying the shooting or anything like that, but I'm just saying sometimes we look at it from one side and you can't look at it. If I'm that cop and I'm telling you, and I've told you for 5 minutes to stop, put your hands up, and you're not listening, and you continue to walk to your car and you get in, what am I supposed to do as a police officer? If I suspect that you may be a suspect in this situation, am I supposed to let you walk away? I know I'm not supposed to, maybe I'm not supposed to shoot you, but if I'm not,
shoot him in the leg.
Shoot him in the leg. Okay.
They're not trained.
They're not trained for that. I'm just saying, what am I supposed to do? If you're not listening to me and I think you're a suspect, am I supposed to just let you drive away?
No. So the thing about what you just said, Dante, that's the talk that goes on within the black African American houses and the people of color houses that they have with their sons, their daughters. Yeah. This what you just
Nephews,
said
cousins.
is the same thing that a father my father told to me, comply with the officer. I want you to
Listen-
come home,
Yeah,
son.
listen to the cop.
I don't care about the ticket.
Right.
Me and my brother was in his brand new vehicle. This is about 2003, 2004. He had a brand new Isuzu Rodeo
Oh
with
man,
factory tent, not regular, not tent from the street. Factory tent,
From the-
Isuzu Rodeo,
brand from the
all
dealership.
black.
From the dealership.
We was around 52nd and Market. We got pulled over because we fit the description. All right. Not only did they walk up to the car and ask him for his license, the second officer start opening the back door looking for things. Now, if
I'm
I would have
licensed-
moved,
I'm licensed to carry at that time.
At that particular time, I would have moved. If I would have did something unjustly, if I didn't listen to what my father told me, we would not be talking about Eagles talk right now. But this
Exactly.
conversation,
So I don't want to. I know this
it's deep.
conversation
It's
is something probably for
It's
a different
deep.
platform. It's deeper than
deep.
that, and I don't want to hold our listeners or our followers hostage to this. But I just had to share that, and don't believe. And I'm saying this with the backdrop of probably being considered a coon or whatever they want to say
man,
when
it's
they
conversation
when they
that needs to
consider
have.
you not pro-black. But believe me, I am definitely pro-black. But I have my own vocal, my own lens on the situation, and I don't think that every situation is what I'm saying. But I'm saying like, yo, we got to use some common sense too. Like, yo, I mean, like, okay, George Floyd, that was something very, very different. That was something very, very different. But when cops are telling you to comply and they have guns pulled on you, even if you're innocent, there's no fear. Like, yo, just stop and let them get their story straight. I mean, I'm sorry, but he was in the midst of many people that was able to videotape and all that. There would have been nothing to just throw your hands up and let them get to the bottom of the story. If you have nothing to hide. If it was me and I had nothing to hide in that situation, I mean, we weren't on a back road or anything. We were in the middle of the neighborhood with people watching. I would just comply. Look, officer, I was here to break up the fight, man. You can run my name and all that. I know I could say that. You can run my name and all that. I'm not, I don't have any priors or anything like that. I was just here to help stop the fight. Other people, witnesses can adjust to that, and maybe I walk out of there able to walk.
Alive.
You know what I'm saying? Alive and able to walk. But when the police officer is telling you and you're not, man, fuck that. You ain't got the right to do. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. All right, we're going to end this, man. We're going to end this. All right. Thank you guys out there
man,
for watching, man. This is Eagles Talk. Be safe out there next week. We might not be coming to you guys from Thursday next week, as I just explained to you guys early.
I say this, I love y'all, man.
Yeah, I love you guys too. You've heard all program that we will be at the wedding next week, so we will not be on the air at 7:00. So don't expect to see us at 7:00. We will probably be having a stogie.
It's gonna be like a family reunion. We're gonna be wasted.
Yeah, we're gonna be wasted.
Yes, we
I
are.
hope this is not racist when I say we're gonna be white boy
wasted.
I got some pets.
So guys, man, take us out. Next week, man, Pat's getting married, and we'll see you guys the week after that. I love you guys. Continue to tune in. We're out. Peace.
We go live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Smash him up, crack that fool. Quarterback crack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Can't hit him, 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 listen. It's Eagles Talk Live, let's talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles fly. Let's peep the squad. Big Pat, Shell, and Avonte, the dark child. Drop the stats on them.